How to rebuild trust? That is a great question. So many people face this issue so often in relationships, in a friendship, at work, and so many other areas and aspects of life. Today, I have Diana Grant, a very dear friend of mine, and as a result, I'm at her lounge on this live where we're going to discuss how can we actually rebuild trust. Diana is a great author, a dear friend of mine, and also a coach. Diana, I wanted to say welcome to my lounge, but I'm in your lounge.
Welcome to my couch, Olga.
That's right. But welcome to my show.
Thank you very much. Once again, it's good to be here. It is strange speaking to you here as opposed to there, as we normally do.
Yes, because usually we are there, and now we are here, and it's really weird. Like, where do we even look?
Where do we look?
I know, like there. Right. But I wonder, those who are joining us right now, or we can see some people already saying us hello on LinkedIn, or on YouTube, depends where you're watching us, or maybe even Facebook. I wonder, do you have some issues with trust? Have you ever been let down? And how does it feel to you when you don't trust others? What do you have inside of you? And Diana, I know that obviously the reason why you're here on Author's Show, because currently you're writing a book on how to rebuild the trust. So what would you say are the main points why people should even bother about rebuilding trust?
That's such a good question, Olga. I just think trust, and this might sound strange, a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but think about this. Trust is the basis of personal empowerment.
Yeah.
If you can trust yourself, you can trust your choices. And when you trust your choices, you can own the outcome or the result that you get from those choices.
Yeah.
And that makes the people, the situations, everything in life trustworthy because you're the one that you're trusting. So whatever's happening, you're safe. You've created safety within yourself. So that's why I think trust is so important and why it always starts with yourself. You have to build it within first. I always say that about everything, don't I?
That's true, yes. And actually what you're saying there is so spot on, because I've worked with many clients on trust issues as well. And I must say that very often when I ask them this question, but do you trust yourself when they don't feel they can trust their partners or even their children? And very surprisingly, the first answer is always, of course I trust myself.
Yeah.
But as they dig deeper, the answer is always, I'm not sure.
Maybe not.
Yes.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I doubt myself, because I'm not sure if I made the right decision. I'm not sure about my choices. And there's so many other things which they say, which is obviously always a proof that they don't trust themselves.
Absolutely. That thing of second guessing everything you do. So you make a decision and then immediately you start questioning, have I done the right thing? Should I change what I did? Should I go back on that? Fix it? The more you trust yourself, the more you go with your decisions. And there's such power in that. Yeah.
I like that. Would you say trusting your own intuition is a part of this journey as well?
Very much so. I believe that our intuition is a form of our higher self. I always talk of higher self, or a connection to life, connection to God, the universe. And so that gut feeling that you get is always correct.
Right.
And the more you use it, the more you trust it. And the more you trust it, the more you hear from it. So it just gets stronger and stronger. And again, it's like I always say, it's like any muscle. You have to practice and you have to build the strength. And through that, you get better and better at it.
That is so true. It's so profound as well. And again, so often people do have intuition, that voice, which is telling them what to do, not to do. But very rarely people actually follow that. And the most successful people, they always say, I trust my instinct.
Yes.
And this is so powerful. And actually, I can see more people join us. And by the way, I would like to find out, we would like to find out, because we are on the same couch today. Where are you joining us from and what time is that? Because right now is actually 1 p.m. here in UK. It's a bit windy, but it's actually quite dry, which is good. It's not raining. Yeah, exactly. So, and I wonder, where are you right now based? And thank you, Simon Khan, for your great comment here. You're saying, very good topic. Trust is something which is incultivated within oneself. Believe in self, it's the highest priority in life. This is so powerful, really powerful, yes. And thank you so much. I don't see the name, but somebody on LinkedIn. And those who are watching us right now on YouTube or maybe Facebook, you can't see these comments, but you are welcome to go on LinkedIn or maybe even join us on YouTube. This comment is on LinkedIn as well. Trust is the foundation and the real reason to exist and do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
How powerful is that?
Absolutely. Because as soon as you have that trust in yourself and that trust in your instinct, you know that what you want to do is a purposeful thing, and it comes from a safe place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
going after it then makes sense, and all the steps to getting there make sense, and you can trust those as well.
100%. But also, how do you start trusting yourself about, okay, I have a passion, I found out what I like to do, and I'll challenge you here if that's okay.
Sure.
Yes. Live challenge. So, okay, so what if I'll take myself 10 years back and I would say, I love photography, I love traveling, and I love coaching. And I'm not sure what should I do. What would you tell me? I love all of them.
So initially, I would say, do them all and see what results you get from each one. How do you feel with your results? Because often there are things that we love doing that feel like a passion. That could actually be something that's more of a hobby. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's your life purpose. But do all of them initially. When you get them, test them out, feel them out, and see what results come from it.
Yeah.
And very much how you feel. Because often the life purpose is connected to something that energizes you completely, and that you want to do literally through your sleep. You'll give up sleeping, you'll miss meals, and that's the thing you want to do most. And then the other thing is more like a balancer for that. So it's something fun. It feels a little bit lighter. It feels, like you're not driven to do it.
Yeah, it's a joy. Well, I must agree here because this is exactly what I've done.
Okay.
And I still do all of them, to be honest. I just decided not to monetize my photography. Okay, you passed the challenge. That's wonderful. But Diana, what about, because this is about trusting your instincts and trusting your path, trusting your passion. What about if people are in relationships and trust has been broke?
Okay.
That's different.
Well, it is different because it feels different and it feels horrible.
Exactly.
It feels absolutely horrible. It throws you into a very dark space. And I heard this question recently and I've been thinking about it. Again, what I always say is bring it back inside. So allow what that situation and that person and how the trust has been broken to serve you as a mirror. And to see, because everybody in our life is a mirror for us. Wow. And to see how have you maybe not trusted yourself?
Love that.
How have you broken your own trust before that person even broke the trust with you? Come back within and work within, and always heal yourself from within. And then what happens as a ripple effect of that between you and other people in the relationship then is a result of a place of wholeness that you've done on the inside, the work that you've done on yourself.
This is so powerful. Okay, so I get that. So what if the couple, they had, let's say, cheating involved in relationships, and now one of them, depends who was a victim, he or she actually goes back and they heal themselves and they feel, okay, I haven't trusted myself, my partner mirrored that, so they heal themselves. How to rebuild that crack in relationships?
Well, then I think with trust comes honesty and transparency. Right. So then comes the whole communication thing and about speaking your truth.
Yes.
So as soon as you have managed to rebuild your own trust, you trust your own truth again.
Right.
And you find a voice for that truth.
Right.
And I think that's key. And to speak your truth without judgment, without being in that space of being the victim, because you definitely felt like the victim in the situation. But now that you've rebuilt it within yourself, you can go in clear and communicate your truth without judgment, without the pain that you've experienced. And that creates a space for two people to meet, because the other person also has their experience of it and the triggers that they were going through. And the power in that clear communication is so immense. And then slowly you can just start rebuilding with honest communication and transparency.
I love that. communication is so powerful in any relationship. Because look even now, right now we are on live and we have so much communication coming through LinkedIn, through YouTube, and we interact. Right? What do we do when we communicate now? We communicate to the audience and now they're responding back. And it's exactly what happens in relationships. You have to be a really good communicator. Raw, vulnerable, honest, transparent. I love that.
Absolutely.
Really love that. It's amazing what Vinit Ambat says. And thank you so much, Vinit. You are such a regular visitor on the YouTube channel. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate that. He says, trust takes years to build, but very easily broken. I have a comment about trust takes years to build. That's an interesting one. How to ensure that enough efforts are in place so that trust is sustainable.
Okay, that is a good one, Vinit. Thank you for that. Wow. Are you happy for me to go?
Absolutely, you go.
Great. So I believe, and it's further to what I was saying just before this.
Yes.
So once you've, and also that journey of turning within and healing and looking at your triggers is a constant one. It's not something that you do once and then it's all okay. So keep doing that. Keep checking in with yourself. And then in a relationship, to make sure that trust is sustainable, have markers for yourself. Markers are so important in life. You need markers for your own self and then markers with each other. And in a relationship, you can say, okay, this is a high need for me.
Right.
When you don't do that, or when you do that, it triggers this, that there comes that open communication again. Then when you're both in a nice whole adult to adult space, the other person can respond and share their areas, and you create areas where you know how to build trust for yourself and for each other at the same time. And that makes it sustainable.
That is so powerful. But you have to always just bounce back off each other, just like ping pong. Love that.
Yeah.
Really powerful. Okay. I actually love this next question. And I'm so sorry I can't see you now. I'm not sure. It just says LinkedIn user. This is on LinkedIn. Trust is about belief in your own self. And that's exactly what we spoke earlier on. That's exactly that. Yeah. Believing in yourself, trusting yourself. But what would you say would be a really powerful way to rebuild yourself, to reconnect with yourself and believing in yourself? How people could do that?
So, I always go back to self-love, Olga. She knows. And as you know, I have a book before this book that we're talking about trust. I have a book called Love Me Beautiful, which is all about building self-love. I think that is the root to everything. Love is the answer. I mean, they sound like cliches, but it really is the root of all things. For me, I believe a very good way to connect with yourself as a starting point is through your physical body, because our physical body is how we experience life. This is our vehicle for this life. And there are so many things that come with having a physical body. Health issues, perception issues, thinking of yourself as one way and the rest of the world sees you another way. So I developed courses for this very thing. And I'm actually about to launch one very soon. I'll be announcing it all over social media very, very soon. But it is all about working with your body, your physical self, as a way to reconnect with your inner self in a more powerful way. And in that way, empower yourself and really step into, I like to say, step into your skin and fill the skin that you're in. Yeah. So that you can then go out into the world. And once you've connected physically, it takes any issues around that physicality and kind of puts them to one side because you've dealt with them, you know what they are, you're comfortable. And now you can focus on what's really important in my life. Yes. What is my passion? Is it the photography or the coaching or traveling? Yeah. And your focus is shifted because you've come inside and you've connected, you've built the love and you've built the trust.
That's true. Forward. That is so true. I'm looking forward to your course. Because the other course, actually, I know this is not what we plan to talk about, but I really want to say it now. The other course which Diana has is, it's called Goddess's Body.
Yeah, embrace your goddess body in 7 days.
Yes, and I must say that this is really powerful course. It is actually about self-love. It is about self-acceptance. And I must say, when I was going through that, and I had quite a good work done on myself like years and years ago, and I believe in constant learning. But I must say, when I was going through this course, I was feeling that something inside of me gets reborn. I almost felt like I was having rebirth.
Oh, goody.
It was really interesting. It was
That's-
really, really interesting.
That is the whole idea.
Yeah, it's really powerful. So if somebody is actually having these issues with trust, or somebody is having the issues with themselves, not accepting themselves, I definitely could vouch for your course. That's really powerful.
Thank you.
But I'm looking forward to hear about this course. And I think we all can be now accountable to Diana, right? No pressure. No pressure at all, right? But I think it'll be really good to be accountable, and your book as well, because you're writing the book now. So,
Yes.
First question, when is the course due?
Ah.
She didn't know about that.
No, I didn't see that coming. That is a very good question. And in this week, basically.
Oh.
In this week, I'll be tying up and putting it into its final form.
Okay. So you promised to type below the details?
Yes, absolutely.
Ah, right. Okay. Let's check on Diana, right?
Yep.
During this week. Okay. And what about your book?
The book, I've said end of August. Whew, you are holding me to accountability here, Olga. Thank you very much.
What am I doing? I'm a coach.
Yes. So the book is due to be birthed at the end of August.
Wow, that's exciting. But actually, at the meantime, your book, Love Me Beautiful, is amazing. And I must say, between you and me, Diana can't hear it. I had a sneak peek. You have a series of 5 of them.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not sure if you...
Yeah, go for it.
Because I was amazed, because you have first one, Love Me Beautiful. Now second one will coming out by the end of August. Trust Me Beautiful.
Rest
Me Beautiful.
This world is so fast paced, and I think we've forgotten how to rest.
Oh, that is
the
so
balance.
powerful.
That's about bringing balance.
Wow, that's a thought. Okay, and the fourth one?
Please Me. That one's going to be fun.
Is it what I think?
It is that, and a whole lot of other stuff.
Okay,
There'll be
interesting.
a lot of pleasure and a lot of joy in that one.
Okay, that's interesting. And the fifth one?
Try Me. So that's about once you've really reconnected on all these different levels with yourself, and you've really built the strength in all these areas.
Right.
It's about testing it out and taking your sort of new self, up-leveled self, out into life in a new way. So,
I think I'm so blessed being here, friend. So blessed, honestly. This is such a blessing.
That's mutual.
That's amazing. I wonder which one relates with you. Which one can you relate? Is it Love Me Beautiful? Do you think is the self-love which we need to work on? Is it the trust? And you think trust is really important? Or maybe it is actually pleasure. Maybe you feel like you never put yourself first. Quite interesting how this morning I did the video on put yourself first. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe you feel you never put yourself first and you don't have your own life. You have just everybody else's life. Or maybe it's about reconnecting with yourself. I missed one.
Rest.
Rest.
Of course you missed that one, Olga.
Or maybe it's about rest.
Maybe it is.
Thanks.
Yeah, and rest, as I said, is really going to be focused on bringing balance.
Yeah.
Because so often we can just go out of balance, and then that can throw everything off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just go on a 2 weeks road trip.
To reconnect with
With yourself. This is what I do. I'm going. But it's exactly what happens. Because you taking so much on yourself, and then you feel like, wow, what a pressure, what an overload, what an amount of everything. And you think, I'm going away.
Yeah,
and
suddenly
exactly,
you can't cope anymore. You need to unplug.
Exactly, yeah. That's exactly what my plan now to do is for next 2 weeks, I'll be going away with having next to minimum a communication with the outside world, a part of live shows. I keep them on. How cool is that, right?
Very cool.
So live shows are happening. I'm not going to even talk to Diana. Can you believe it? I know. Sorry, darling. I will not. I promise I will not. Because it is about reconnecting time. And I'm such a big believer. Absolutely. Because I've done before as well. That's really, really powerful. But you know, as we were talking, we had actually lots of comments here. So let's just see what we have here. It's amazing. We have lots of people joining us from India. I wonder where from other people are. That's great. Diana Grant, trust is a two-way street always. Of course it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It definitely starts within though. Because once you trust yourself, and I agree it's a two-way street. And by saying that it all starts within and that it lives inside you, I don't mean that that means everyone else gets away with whatever.
Yeah.
What I mean is that when you trust yourself, if somebody else breaks your trust, you then get to choose what to do next without having to be in the victim space.
Love that.
You can feel the pain, and yes, it's disappointing and painful, and really it can feel like the end of the world. You can feel shattered.
Yeah.
But you can still say, I know that it's not me. I trust myself. And now I choose to say, you person who broke that, you went way over the boundary. I'm not going to rebuild this with you. Or you can say, okay, yes, you broke it, but I'm prepared to give something else a try. So yes, it is a two-way street.
I love it. And I think this answer is leading straight away to the next question, which is a very good topic. Trust is taking years to build, second to break, and forever to repair. That's really true, actually. Really, really true. But here's a really good question, actually. I was meant to read this, actually. Why do we have some mistrust after retrust? That's interesting.
Yes.
In fact, my question is, are we build trust on the same level with initial trust? How? Wow.
It's a very good question. And Abed, I believe that you can rebuild trust on a deeper level than the first trust in the first place. I really do believe that.
Yeah.
So there might have been a chink in that first level of trust. There might have already been a crack. And the deeper we go, the deeper we dig, and life pushes us to dig deep with these painful experiences. Because when there's no pain, we don't do anything. So I think sometimes rebuilding the trust, you can build a better trust, a stronger trust than the trust you had to start with. How? Again, coming back to self, I really believe in everything you do, the more you know yourself, the more you know your triggers, the more you can mark what works for you in life. And you've got boundaries. I always talk about boundaries, and they don't have to be brick walls. I'm not talking about brick walls. I'm talking about good, strong, but flexible boundaries. The stronger you get, and the more you trust yourself. And that, to me, is where everything comes from.
Love that. This is so powerful. I think this comment from Shuchirath is actually very true. Best way to trust yourself is to be true to yourself. That's
absolutely. And that brings me to something that I actually did want to say.
Oh yeah,
is the whole thing about integrity. So I think trust and integrity are best friends. And sorry, I'm not very good at pronouncing names always, but yes, thank you for reminding me of that, because trust and integrity is when what you think, say, and do are in alignment with one another.
Yeah.
So you're walking in your truth and in your integrity. And when you do that within, you can do that with the rest of the world. And that makes you trust yourself first, makes the people around you trust you because you're trustworthy.
Totally.
And then if someone breaks your trust, they know what they're doing. And they've made their choice.
Yes.
So what your response is then not going to be a surprise to anybody.
Love that. Love that. Really powerful. Wow, Diana, I would love to have you every day on my show.
Okay.
Feels great. That's amazing. But here is a question on YouTube. Those who cannot say on LinkedIn, this on YouTube. And by the way, you can go on YouTube and subscribe to my channel because I do issue videos every day and you receive notification about that. So Ankur Verma is asking, does it really require to rebuild the trust with someone, or attitude is good enough?
That's a great question, because I often play with the theme of fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
So when you're building trust with yourself, or maybe you do trust yourself, and there has been trust broken, it's a very powerful tool to then go into that fake it till you make it thing. Yes, this person's broken my trust. They've asked me, we've processed it however. They might have owned what they've done, asked me to work with them and to rebuild. And then, yes, act as if. So have the attitude as if they've never broken your trust.
Right.
Even when you're feeling it, you could be feeling it, and acknowledge that. So you acknowledge that. I'm feeling nervous again. I'm feeling edgy. This person's broken my trust. Yesterday I said, yes, we can rebuild. Today I'm feeling edgy. So I'm going to remember what they said. I'm going to remember the honest communication we had. and I'm going to hold the attitude that I do trust them.
Love that.
And that's about choice. And every time you choose again, you empower yourself.
Yes.
And when you trust yourself, you can make a choice every time. So yeah.
Again, going back to yourself. I mean, no matter where we go, we always go back. It sounds like we circle all the time. Back to square one. Amazing. And there's another comment from Charissa Rachel on YouTube again. Mixed messages from people create an atmosphere of confusion, which brings doubt and trusting.
And Cherise, that's such a good follow-on to what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Again, I really believe it's about a choice. So for me, the way I practice this is I know myself. I know myself well. I trust myself. I notice when I've let myself down in that area and I need to rebuild a bit within.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I have people in my life and I choose to trust. I choose to trust people.
Yeah.
And I choose to trust life. And even when the message is mixed, what I do then is I filter the messaging out and I remember who is that person. What is our connection about? Whether it's a friendship or a work colleague, what is it about? What is our contract with each other in life?
Yes, exactly.
And what am I going to choose?
Exactly.
And usually I choose to trust. I actually learned that from somebody I used to work with.
Oh, wow.
And he said he was a funny man. He was wonderful, had a great sense of humor. Angus, you know who you are. And he used to say, if you're ever wondering about the message that if I'm speaking and you're not sure and you think I might be being mean or sarcastic or he always used to say, go with the best option because that's what I mean.
Oh, wow. Not the worst.
Not the worst.
The best.
Pick the best.
Right.
And so that's what I learned that from him and I do it to this day and it's really, really powerful. So I might think, is he being rude? Is he trying to be mean when he says that? And then I think, or is he being funny and cute? I go with the funny and cute and it feels so much better. It feels better.
This is such a good tip. Whenever you doubt whatever the people mean, go with the really good option, the best option you can have. Love that. That's really powerful. Look, you have so many compliments here. Rajiv is saying self-love is all about loving your mind, body and soul as who you are. Diana Grant. That's it. We love you, Diana. Amazing, amazing. There's a great comment actually from Mustafa. Actually, when we talk about trust, we need to consider there are different types of trust. Let's say in a work environment and personal one. I believe building professional one takes more than communication skills. It takes effort, performance, politics, and sometimes no matter what you do, never gain it, which I wonder why is that? Hope you can help with this.
This is a very, very good one.
Yes.
Mustafa, I agree completely. One of the key elements, and actually I think in work and personal, to trust is action. So what actions are coming through? What are you seeing in action?
Yeah.
Is it painting a picture of trust or not? But you mentioned a very interesting word, and that's politics. And in the work environment, there's always going to be people with another agenda. I've been very fortunate in the past when I worked in a business that had a very clear code of conduct.
Right.
And everybody that came in was heading in the right direction and there was good leadership and good communication and it built trust. However, you're so right. One person with a different political aspect to what they want can throw that off for everybody. And then you don't gain their trust or they don't ever gain yours.
Yes.
And that's just a very real factor. And I think that comes back to bringing it home again. You're in the workplace to perform a specific task. There are outcomes attached to why you're there. Are you achieving them? Are you bringing what you're there to bring? And are you doing that all in a state of integrity? And I think then sometimes they're just going to be people who you don't trust or who don't trust you in a workplace. But as long as you still trust yourself and the product that you're delivering, which is your work, that's the most important thing.
That's amazing, because if everybody starts with themselves, naturally in a circle, everybody will be contributing towards the business, towards the company, towards the organization. But they have to start with themselves. So let's stop worrying about others. Let's start with rebuilding ourselves.
Absolutely.
Back to square one. Wonderful. Again, back to square one. Here's a great comment actually from Shuchirath, I believe so. Beauty lies in the beholder's eye, but trust should be earned. I quite like how he says, should be earned. First thing what I hear when I read that is, like red flag. Let's go back to childhood. And I wonder what you're going to say about this. But I think when you look at children, they trust you unconditionally. They love you unconditionally. They're there for you. They look at you with big eyes and they trust you that you will mean good to them.
Yes.
Even when you don't, and some adults really don't, they still trust it done out of love. So when we say things like should be earned, very often it's a program. Very often it's something what parents actually are putting into our subconscious. School is putting into our subconscious, mates and friends and everybody else. But that's my opinion. What do you think about that?
Well, surprise, surprise, Olga. I actually agree with you. And I just want to add to that, though. So I do believe that trust is inherent. We're born with it. We trust. We're born trusting the process. We're born trusting life, and like you say, we're born trusting the people around us that are there when we arrive. And even when it's broken, often children can still trust. As you said, they still trust. It's that hope, the hope is that people will be living to their highest self.
Yes.
People will be stepping up as the highest version of who they are. And that is inherent. So again, I don't fully agree with anything in that statement. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But if you truly love yourself, you will find beauty in everything that you look at and everyone. So that's on the one hand, on the beauty, and then on the trust as well. Once you keep healing yourself and healing those things that have broken the trust within you, you will get back to that inherent trust, which brings me to the other point. By choosing over and over again to trust, by choosing to take, as Cherise brought up, to rather pick the best version of the story. The person's sending you confused signals, choose the parts that make sense. Every time we choose that, we're rebuilding it within ourselves and we're getting stronger and we become more trustworthy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because how others can trust you if you don't trust yourself? You will project that.
Exactly.
So the more you trust yourself, again, back to square one, the more you become trustworthy. Guess what we have on the show with us now?
Could it be
Tanya? Tanya, dear girl, dear beautiful sister of ours, spiritual sister. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful comment from Tanya, actually. I believe that we should solve all situations, even if it's not directly with the people that you have the situation. Will open barriers and will bring you more trust in people and yourself. This is so powerful.
That's very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. Tanya,
Beautiful.
I wasn't expecting anything less from you.
Yeah.
No pressure. No pressure. Yeah. But we miss you because we spent a weekend and that was amazing. And actually what Diana said literally before we went live, again, I'm dropping a bomb here because Diana is not ready for this. She said, you were dreaming about doing friendships.
Okay. It's like a retreat idea, and it's called the Best Friend Experience. It was a dream that I had literally a few months ago. And then suddenly we were doing it.
I know. And how bizarre, because that was pre-planned, but not friendship retreat.
Yes.
It wasn't that named.
Related.
Yeah, it was just like we're going to meet and we're going to spend some time and we're going to have a girly time together. And then today we had a discussion about this and literally Diana showed me the sign in her notebooks and I'm like, hey.
This was an idea that I had.
How exciting is that? So Tanya, you were the part of first friendship retreat.
Yeah.
Exciting, right? Diana is full of ideas. I know how she handles them all. Amazing, amazing. Wonderful. So I really appreciate everybody who actually joined us today. It's really wonderful to have you all. And I wonder, what do you feel about trust? Do you have any more clarity right now? Do you feel that you have any questions which you still would like to ask? Do you feel that there's something still unclear? Maybe it is about self-love. Maybe it is about the trust. Maybe trust at the level which we haven't discussed yet. By the way, I have a question. What about parents? Parents who have troubled children, naughty children, those who are going away and misbehaving and lying to parents, like difficult children. What would you say about that?
This is controversial.
Okay.
Again, it's a choice. And I've seen it work where you, with a naughty child who's playing out, because what they want
Attention.
is attention.
Yes.
They want acknowledgement. So again, it's about creating markers in that relationship and saying to the child, I trust you.
Right.
I trust you. Even when they've broken it.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. And it sounds very
scary.
Yes, it does, especially when there's naughtiness.
It works.
But it works because all that child wants is confirmation that everything's safe and everything's okay.
Yes.
But then what's very important, I believe, is that parents with a difficult child need to always follow through on what they say. So don't make threats to your children that you're not going to carry out, because that's like the easiest way to break trust. You know, if you do that, you're going to be grounded for 3 months and then the next day they're out again. That's not going to work.
Exactly.
So it's about keeping true to your own word with the child, displaying trust. So being trustworthy and then confirming that you still trust the child because they're growing, they're learning. So
Exactly. And also what happens, children will always test us.
Absolutely.
In terms of,
absolutely.
do we trust them? How far can we go? How far they can push us?
Well, this is a boundary. Let's see how far it stretches.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I feel like a child throwing a tantrum, honestly. But it's amazing here. Comment from Mohammed actually. Is trust a leadership skill?
I believe it is. Straight off the cuff, I believe it definitely is. When a leader trusts themselves and trusts their decisions, and you can see that because even when the decision doesn't quite pan out the way they expect it to, their response is a measured one.
Yes.
They still believe that they made the right decision at the time, and then they just adjust their action. That teaches trust. That shows trust. Again, it brings it back to the parenting thing. It's displaying the behavior, and then automatically the team or, you know, underneath that person will see that and start mirroring it.
Exactly. And what's also important here, that when a business owner, particularly if it's just a business owner who got used to working by themselves and now they have the team, and because they have this impression that you can't trust others because nobody's able to do the job as well as they
do. Nobody does it as well as I do it. Well, that's going to be true then.
Yes, exactly. And that will show up because they will not feel brave enough. They will not be creative enough. They will not be speaking out.
They'll hold back for fear of the response.
Absolutely. So it's really important, even in the business world, to be a true leader, you have to trust. And just like with naughty children, if they broke the trust, then you just give them a chance, I guess. But you lift them up by, I trust you can do better. And again, everybody's behaving based on their upbringing, their story, their own reasons. Everybody has a reason.
Yes.
There's no child who was born murderer. There's no such a thing. There's no child which was born a thief. There's no such a thing.
No.
People become somebody based on what happened to them before.
And that's something we were talking about, is getting to know your story.
Yes.
Because in knowing your stories, you learn more about your triggers or the areas that need building. You know, you might suddenly realize, I really have trust issues. I haven't been trusting myself at all lately.
Very true. Very
the story
true.
will tell you that.
There's another comment from Tanya here on YouTube. Yes, when you choose beauty, trust, love, and confidence, you find it everywhere.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
is so true. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.
Sending you kisses. I love that. Absolutely love that. And it's amazing, actually. We actually had congratulations. Oh, just our platform is sending us congratulations. You have received 100 messages today.
Oh, fabulous.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, amazing. That's a wonderful comment from Shuchirath. Olga and Diana, you both have given beautiful justification to my previous comment, and that was just my view as a student, which I experienced in my student career with my dear friends and teachers. Once again, thank you for your response, and I truly respect your answer.
Wow, thank you.
This is so heartfelt. Well, Thank you so much for sharing that. That's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And look, Tanya, what she says. And I was part of that dream.
Yes.
Friendship retreat.
Yes, you were.
And I'm so grateful and so blessed. And so we are, Tanya.
Yes.
Absolutely. We even speak the same time. Shall I just go and make us drink? And you can...
I'll have a conversation with myself as I
Exactly. You do it well. Amazing. Well, I must say, I really enjoyed actually having these interactions, which is, you know, next to each other. And I think this is almost like a blessing. Well, it is actually a blessing because, yeah, for a long time, all these live shows, they were with people over the video because of the lockdown and also because of the distance. Yes. And now we are allowed actually to see more people, not on a massive scale, but still like 2 households. That's why we're here. And it works. Yes. It really works. Really works. I really enjoy that. I hope everybody who is watching us today also enjoyed this session. And I must say that there is a little bonus which I managed to squeeze out of Diana, and she was busy typing today. Because like, Diana, because your book is not ready yet, I want my listeners or viewers who are watching us right now or even later receive a first chapter of the book. And I got it. You did. Push, Diana. So if you want to really work on your trust, if you want to work on trusting yourself and trusting others, whether it is your partner, your child, your employee, or maybe your boss and manager, I would definitely highly recommend you to go on Diana's website, and the link is in the description. I'll put it below the video as well. And go download your chapter. It's free, right? It's free. Diana is not charging me. No, just have to double check. Who knows, you know? And she's not charging you either.
Oh, maybe I'll charge you.
There we go, you see? So please go double check that, because that will help you to rebuild the trust, which again starts with self-love, and self-love starts with connecting with yourself through your program, which you're building right now.
Absolutely.
But before that, there's another program which you can do already. By the way, I think what I'll do, I'll share that below this video as well.
Okay, great.
Because that's truly powerful.
It is amazing.
Powerful. Yeah, we'll do that. Awesome. And there's another comment actually. It's true that lockdown has connected people across the world.
Yes.
How true.
There's a blessing, another blessing out of lockdown.
Exactly. There's another blessing due to lockdown. And I must say that amount of people are interviewed in Australia and Canada and USA, different parts of the world, and also during the live session actually, because we had lots of people from different parts of the world right now joining us here. In the morning during my 10 minutes inspiration time, I had people from Czech Republic and Philippines and Singapore.
Oh,
and I've been to Singapore. So I really would like to find out, where are you from right now? If you just joined us recently, let us know. And I would like to also hear, what was your great takeaway from this session?
Yes.
That'll be good to know. Good to know. Yes, exactly. What are you going to start to implement from today? What will be your main thing which you'll go back again? Maybe you can write down on a sticky note, trust yourself.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And if you don't know where to start, what's with that book, that chapter,
is
a little exercise, because it's a playbook. These books are playbooks, so there's always stuff for the reader to do.
Wow.
So if you don't know where to start, go and download your free chapter and go with the activity at the end and let us know how it goes.
How amazing is that? And I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, it's quite a fun one.
That's great. Okay, thank you for surprising.
Sure.
I like to surprise people on my show, but yeah, thank you. I was there thinking, what's going to happen now? Because this is live. You never know what's going to happen. Well, thank you so much for that. That's amazing.
Pleasure.
So that means readers can actually play and do exercises.
Yes.
Really good. This is also so powerful. And I must say that whenever you get a new book, it's so easy just to put on a shelf and do shelf development. Right? And how many people do shelf development?
Yeah.
Yes. How many of them have huge libraries, and it's like library development? But actually, it's much easier to take a book and make notes in the book. But you have actually exercises right there.
And pages to make the notes. Blank
pages to make the notes. Amazing. Well, look at Tanya. She's already joining us. She says, I'm so looking forward to read that amazing chapter. And this is awesome. Thank you so much, Tanya. This is amazing. So another comment from Chichirath, and actually we will be looking forward to close this live very, very shortly. So if you have any more questions, please let us know, because time is nearly up.
I see that.
I
How
know.
did that happen again?
I have no clue. I think you just took the clock and just rewind the time. Yeah. So another comment here. I hope so. I get the chance to meet you two people in the future, which help us exchange our thoughts.
Sounds good.
The universe has all the answers. What can I say?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always that. Well, thank you so much, everybody who joined us today, whether it was Facebook or maybe it was YouTube, maybe it was LinkedIn. I was really, really happy to see you. I was really happy to be welcomed to Diana's house, at Diana's couch.
I was really happy to have you on my couch.
Oh, thank you so much. And actually having you live today, sharing your wisdom, your love, and your inspiration and your energy, because your energy is so enlightening. It's really enlightening, and I really feel it. And I wonder if you could feel. Those who are watching us right now, can you feel the radiance coming out from Diana? Because I feel it.
Thank you, Olga.
But it's true. It's true. And look at this comment. Actually, it's really beautiful. She tried saying, "I'm truly taking something from this session." This is so
wonderful.
good. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much. It's really good to hear. And Charissa saying, "Time went so quickly. Can't wait for the next book." So I'm waiting for that as well, and everybody else. But that's true. Time just flies, absolutely flies. So we're about to let you go. Thank you so much, everybody who joined us. If you know somebody who needs to work on their trust, if you know somebody who is not in love with themselves, not putting themselves first, or feeling quite depressed and negative, these are
stuck,
also
maybe.
Stuck, maybe, exactly. This also could be signs of them being disconnected with themselves. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you know somebody, help them. And then one help which you can do for free, share this video with them. What can be better than actually send a video
So easy.
which can help change somebody else's life?
Oh, that's true.
That's
Powerful.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your amazing comments, your amazing questions. I really love having you all. I love having you once more. And
Thank
those
you, everyone.
Yes, and those who are joining me tomorrow at 7:30 a.m., I'm back on LinkedIn. If you want to join me there, 7:30 a.m., 10 minutes inspiration with Olga. And then,
it's always good.
Oh, thank you. It was so funny today how Dana was watching my live from another room. And I was like, I'm in your house. Why would you watch it from another room?
It was fun.
That was really interesting. I was like, yeah, thank you, Dana, for commenting on my video from another room. That was really interesting. So yes, join me tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. I'll be looking forward to see you tomorrow. And actually, we'll be talking about emotional fitness tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Fabulous.
Yes, because somebody asked me this question, and we'll be talking about emotional fitness tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. UK time. And Diana, I'll see you straight after this live.
I'll see
in
you
your living room.
straight after this live.
See you all.
Ciao.
Take care. Bye-bye.